Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a fantastic night tonight. So I was cleaning out my office closet today, and I found something that I think is pretty amazing. Look at this. Look how great this is. I have no idea why I bought this. I don't know where I bought it. But I thought this was the greatest thing ever. I mean, look at this. Can you imagine if you saw this coming at you? Anyway. I have no idea why I have that, but anyway, it's lots of fun. So I hope you're having a great Friday, a Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. Had a great Thanksgiving yesterday. Got a lot of messages from you guys, and I know that you all ate a lot too. Still recuperating today. I am going to talk about something I was telling a friend about the other day, and they thought it was a great story. And it's about the time that stupid, cocky me killed a cow. And we'll get into that in a moment. I also want to talk about, I'm going to give you a quick mind hack at the end of this. And I'm going to tell you something I use every single day when I'm faced with a problem. It doesn't matter how big or how small. And it's something you can do too. You can start using it right away. I'm going to drop that to you after I tell you the story. So stick around because you definitely want this mind hack. So I was a cocky, bratty kid. And I started making money when I was 21, and which was very, very bad because, like I said, I was a little kid who grew up watching shows like Dallas, Dynasty, and thinking, you know, my God, this is the way they live, right? So I started out as a magician, as most of you know. I became a mentalist, and that's what really got me into mind power and learning about the mind and realizing, you know, there really is something here. So I moved into that, but I started out as a magician, and I've had an indoor circus at several points in my life. You know, I've done a lot of shows in Vegas and opened for other celebrities and things like that. But back in, it was about, well, when I was 21, I'm 45 now, so you figure it out, a long, long time ago. So the statute of limitations is up, and I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. It's a funny story. And I'm going to let you know, I don't think I've really ever talked about this too much publicly. So I used to, at that point, I lived in Clearwater, Florida. And the funny thing is, I was thinking about this today when I was bringing this up in my mind to tell you tonight. But I've lived in Clearwater, Florida. I've lived in Palm Springs, California. And I've lived in Dallas, Texas. 3 of the hottest places in the United States. And for a big guy who doesn't like heat, which I do not, you know, I'm the one running air conditioning in the middle of the wintertime. The fact that I've lived in 3 of the hottest places in the country is odd, you know, whenever I'm thinking about it. But I was living in Clearwater, Florida at the time, and we had an indoor circus. We used to play 7 days a week, 2 shows a night, and about 40 weeks a year. And we were in a different town every single day. And as a matter of fact, tomorrow, I'm going to do another Facebook Live, and I'm going to tell you the story of when I got shot at by a crazy woman in New Mexico. And this one is great, so you don't want to miss it. So tune in for that tomorrow. But I was living in Clearwater at the time, and we were out with the show. Matter of fact, the show was about to open, I think, in New York City. And so it was going to open in a few days. So I was out, and I'm telling you, this was the last time I ever did this, but I was drinking a little bit. And I had just bought a brand new Porsche 911 Canary yellow, because why not? You know, you're going to be cocky and you're going to be a little arrogant kid. Of course, you want either yellow or red, and red's probably just too much. So I went with yellow, but I didn't have it for very long. But I was out, you know, partying and drinking a little bit, and it was about 2 in the morning, and I needed to go home. Like I said, we were getting ready to leave the next day to make the trek to New York with the show. And we had trucks and trailers, and, you know, we had little elephants, and we had a horse act, and, you know, all the circus stuff. And we played, you know, little arenas, armories, civic centers. It was completely indoors, but made a lot of money over the years with that. I'll tell you another story sometime when we were carrying garbage bags of money out in Forest, Mississippi, which is another great one. We'll get to that because I'm going to tell you some more stuff. I've never told these things for my career. But, you know, now that I've been thinking about them, because I've been forced to, because I've been stuck at home, this is the longest I have ever been off the road my entire life since I was 18. I've never had this much time off. You know, it's crazy. So thinking back on the things, so when you're doing it, you know, it's one thing. But when you actually sit back and go, oh, my God, look at all the things that I've done and all the places I've been, the people that I've met. So Anyway, so I decided to leave this party. I had a little too much to drink, and like an idiot, got behind the wheel of the car, thinking, it's not very far to home or whatever excuse people like that think. And so I leave. So I'm driving through a little area that's kind of back roady, kind of country-ish, and I come around a corner, and there is a live cow standing in the middle of the road. So in slow motion, the cow starts to turn and look at me, and I look at the cow. We make eye contact with each other, and the cow knows it's pretty much over. And I hit the cow, man, obliterated the cow. The car was, that car was water cooled. So there was steam pouring out. The windshield was smashed. And if you know what cow hair feels like, it's that thick, bristly hair was in every crack and crevice in this car. I'm not even sure how I got home because the windshield was, like I said, broke. Steam's pouring out of the car. Car's totaled. Front of the car is completely shot. So I get home, maybe 5 minutes, 6 minutes to get home. I get in the house. And pretty quickly after that, the police show up. And the police, there's a couple of police cars outside and a guy in a pickup truck. So the part of the story that I didn't realize at the time was, so this cow had broke through the fence and was out in the road. The farmer who owned the cow was also in the road trying to push the cow back. So I came around the corner, cow's in the road. I hit the cow, covered the farmer in the cow. And, I didn't even see him. I'm driving. They're in the middle of nowhere. Like I said, out in the country, middle of nowhere. So I get home. He jumps, calls the police, jumps in the pickup, follows me home. So I get home, get inside. A few minutes later, police show up. And, I say, hey, I was calling you. Could have been, right? You never know. Because we were in the middle of nowhere before cell phones, that sort of thing. And the farmer's yelling and whatever. So I ended up getting a ticket, I think, for maybe it was leaving the scene of an accident. No, something, but it was something minor. It wasn't that. But I did have to make an appearance. So here's the end of the story. This is great. So the farmer ends up, he's going to sue me for $5,000 for the cow. And I had to we went and opened the show, and I had to fly back to make this court date. So I flew back, 2 weeks later to make the court date. And, the farmer's there, the attorney's there, everything's set up. I know what had happened. They had given me a misdemeanor, the police department, and it was dismissed earlier. The farmer was suing me for the cow for $5,000. That's what happened. So I had to go back and make an appearance at this thing. So we're in New York with the show. I fly back, go into the court. I have my lawyer there. He has his lawyer there. They start presenting their case. And the judge, it's a lady judge, she says, wait. Why was the cow in the road? And the guy and the lawyer's like, well, the cow had broke through the fence and he was trying to, and she's like, well, the cow, this isn't open range. This isn't Texas. So, because in Texas, a cow can cross the street and you have to stop, in open range, but not in Florida. And she said, so he should really be suing you. He has a totaled car. Case dismissed. And that was it. And threw the case out. But the funny part of the story was the day after, I had to call my insurance company. And I had got the lady on the phone and I said, yeah, I had an accident yesterday. I hit a cow. And she said, wait, can you repeat that? And I said, yeah, I hit a cow. And she goes, can you hold on a second? And I heard her put me kind of, on hold. And I heard her telling the office and they were all laughing. And then I said, well, wow, this is real professional. I said, well, you've never heard that before? She said, no, we've heard literally everything but that. She said, so that was pretty good. We always like it when we hear something new. So that's the time I killed a cow, covered the farmer in cow guts, got sued for the cow, but ended up winning my case, just like Perry Mason. It was amazing. I didn't have to say anything. It was just over. So that was one of those fun times. Also, though, a great learning experience because it's the last time I ever got into a car. I was breathalyzed and I did pass, which was the other thing to remember, because it had been a while since I had anything to drink. So lucky as hell there. And I was young, crazy. I did all that crazy crap back in the day, when you think you're invincible and you think everything, everything's going to go on forever and you're going to be the one exception to the rule. But so that's the last time I've ever had any alcohol and gotten near a car. It's been 4 or 5 years since I've had a drink. I mean, alcohol just, to me, it just screws me up. It just clouds my thinking, and I really like having my brain intact. So I want to give you this tip, this mind hack. And before I do, I want to show you something that's cool that's coming up. Next Tuesday, that's the 1st of December at 7 p.m., we're going to do a free mind power training. Now, I'm telling you, you need this, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my mind power course and I'm going to teach you the first module for free. I want to do it, especially in this time of, this pandemic. We're all going through it. I have never had this much time off. Like I said, I mean, my Decembers are usually booked years in advance, and my December is completely open, literally clean. It's crazy. The last events postponed the other day. So this is something that we can all do together and make positive steps to make positive changes and change your life. Mind power is the key. It really, really is. So next Tuesday, I'm doing a free training, be an hour and a half. I'll take live questions if there's anything you want to know about. But I started off as a magician and a mentalist, but the great thing is, going around the world, I learned all about the mind for real and found out there was so much magic going on that we don't even know about. And working with famous people and presidents and celebrities and athletes and learning how they use mind power. And every one of them understood how to take mind power and focus it on their problems. So I took their ideas and what worked for them. I tried it myself, trial and error for years and years and years. Even when I was being successful, I was a millionaire by 21 from performing and everything, but I was spending money just as fast. I mean, there were years when, I could make $1 million, and some years when I could make $50,000. And, it's one of those things where, you're not getting a steady, you're an entrepreneur, you're on your own. And so you've got to be financially coherent to take care of your finances. Because as a young kid, I was seriously tainted by those TV shows, and watching all those guys, in late night infomercials. Remember all the, Carlton Sheets, the real estate guy. And oh my God, it's so easy. And you think there's a faucet of money that's never going to turn off, So I want to teach you the very first thing in my mind power training. And I'm going to do that next Tuesday, December 1st at 7 p.m. We're going to do it live over Facebook. You'll be able to watch live. You'll be able to interact. And if you have any questions afterward, we can talk. We can discuss. Tell me what's going on, what you need help with. And I'll tell you how I did the things in my life. Every time I've had to tackle a problem, I have a little mind hack that I use. So I thought, before I finish today, I'm going to give it to you, and I'm going to let you start using it. And then you can give me your feedback, because I have clients that have used it in the past and have told me how great it has went for them, because I know I use it every day. So like, I started out as a magician. I was a little pudgy kid magician, and my mother is a saint. She watched all those tricks all those years. And so I wanted to come up with something that had to do with magic, and I came up with abracadabra. So we'll start with this. Abra, that's all you got to remember. Anytime you have a problem, think like a magician, because you really do have magic. You have a magic wand, just like the movies. Because remember, in Harry Potter and all those movies, it's not the wand. The wand's a piece of wood. It's the intention. When you have the belief, and the intention is when it happens. So think like a magician. Any problem you come up with, and it can be from the smallest thing, somebody took your parking spot, you don't like the way the person is driving in front of you, to the biggest thing, a betrayal of somebody close to you, something that is huge in your life. You can deal with it with this. So just think like a magician. You're looking at your problem. You're going to think abracadabra. You're just the first part, abra. Okay. So we're going to start with the A. And the A stands for acknowledge. So the first thing you need to do is acknowledge the problem. You have to admit it. You have to get it out into the open, because what you bring into the light disappears. It no longer has any power over you. Also, it's important to remember that what you resist persists. And not only does it persist in your life, but it starts to grow and get out of control. You always get what you resist. That's just the way it is. Anytime you're putting energy into something, whatever you're focusing on is growing. So certainly don't focus that energy on the things that you don't have, on the negative, as the things you're trying to resist in your life. Next in Abra is going to be the B, and the B stands for breath. You want to breathe in, because breath is so important, and ground yourself. Ground yourself. Get yourself on an even keel. Breathe in the unlimited potential that you have, and breathe in all the positivity that's around you. The cool thing is when you take these steps, you're dealing with the problem from a place of stability. Instead of being emotionally tossed around, you're able, by doing these things, to find yourself with sure footing, and you can much better address any problem. Because anytime you go into anything with a hot head, you're automatically at a disadvantage. So this is much better. Next is going to be the R, that's release. You're going to release what no longer serves you. And what does that mean? It means release negative thoughts. Release those limiting beliefs. Release the desires that other people have put on you. How many people live for their parents? Or they, they're doing a job now because it's what their dad wanted them to do. And my dad wanted me to be a lawyer because he thought I could argue so well and I talk too much. And I mean, he had it paid. He had my college set, right? But that's not what I wanted to do. You have to live for yourself, because it only causes misery when you are trying to create your life around what someone else wants. It's never going to work. And finally, the A. The A stands for align. What does that mean? It means align to your true nature, align to your true self. You are all powerful. There is immense universal energy inside you. It's blocked, and you are the block. You can take it and remove that block, but you have to remember everything you want is inside you. The key is inside you. The kingdom is inside you. It's all the truth, and it all means that you have the power to make all the changes you want, because the power comes from inside. It's an inside job. So stand up for yourself, embrace everything about yourself, and love yourself. You know how hard it is to look in the mirror and say, I love you to yourself, just starting out? But I do it every morning, and you can do it too. And I'm telling you, it sounds like hocus pocus. It sounds like Tony Robbins bullshit. It's true. Gratitude, loving yourself, it's all coming from you first. You're creating your reality around you. So you want to make sure you're coming from a good place, from a positive place. So anytime you have a problem, just think like a magician. You've got that wand. You just think abracadabra, abra. Acknowledge, breathe, release, and align. So that's the mind hack for that. Tomorrow, I'm going to tell you about the time in New Mexico I got shot at by a crazy woman who was a sheriff's deputy's wife, by the way. And it was pretty crazy. But don't forget, next Tuesday, tell your friends, tell your family, tell the people you hate. You know why? Because it'll help them, and then they'll be nice to you. My free mind power training. It's module 1 of this. My course, Mind Power Secrets. This has been 2 years in the making. Believe it or not, my friends, it's 8 modules. Not only that, but it's there are tons of videos and also a bunch of freebies. We've got my 5-minute mind power guide, the secrets of mind control. There's a video for each module of the course, and there's all sorts of extras and freebies in there as well. Okay, so you can check that out. Oh, Lynn. Hey, Lynn, I see your message. Isn't this amazing? Finally, I get some messages. As we go on and we do these, I should be able to see your messages. So if you want to interact with me, you can do that. We've never really been able to do that before, so this is the first time. Hope you're having a good evening or morning, Lynn, wherever you are. So I'll be back tomorrow with that story about being shot at. And don't forget, again, next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So wherever you are in the world, check it out. It's my free mind power training. It's module 1 of the Mind Power Secrets home training course. So you guys have been absolutely amazing, I'm sure. If you are just joining me and you caught this late, go back to the beginning, watch it, share it, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is youtube.com/Taylor Webb Television, or just search for us on there, Taylor Webb Television. You can see our other, I always do this wrong and point the wrong direction. Wait, this over here. Those are our websites, successsecrets.net. If you want to get a copy of our newest book, it's 5 Ways to the Perfect Mindset. You can grab a copy of that absolutely free. We have a few more copies. We're giving away 100 for free, and we've given away almost that. So if you'd like to get one, today's the last day, successsecrets.net. Our website is taylorwebb.com. No, taylorwebb.org. Too many of these .com, .org, .net. And also freelifetools.com. Those go to the same place. But on there, you'll find our free resources page full of stuff. We've got videos, we've got reports, we've got all sorts of blog posts, and there's a ton of free resources. Catherine and I keep it stocked for you. Literally, you can start changing your life tonight. As soon as I'm finished, go over there, take a look. You can also go to our Facebook group. If you've not joined, we're having a contest this month, as a matter of fact, for the person who joins our group and then brings, or if you've already joined our group before, that's fine too. But it's the person in the next month who brings the most members to the group. We're giving away one copy of our Mind Power Secrets home study course. That's a $1,600 value. We're also giving you a copy of Catherine's book. We're giving you several copies of our other books as well. But Is Fear Keeping You Poor? That's Catherine's landmark book, one of the first books I read. It's amazing. And, you know, because it's not just, it's keeping you poor, but not just in finances. It's how we keep ourselves poor in all states of life. So that's included as well as several of our other books. We're giving that away as the contest. So if you'd like to participate, just go to our Facebook group. Again, it's right there, facebook.com/groups/Taylor Webb. So thanks for joining me today. I will see you all tomorrow. Enjoy your Friday night or wherever you are in the world. Remember, don't worry, be happy, feel good.